Okay, day 9 of my workout. There is another gap. You may have noticed there was no day 8, but I'm choosing not to be discouraged by that because it wasn't for a lack of motivation or poor pain management that I didn't work out yesterday. I was literally just too busy. Like, I was so bogged down by everything. I had appointments I needed to get to. My daughter's birthday is coming up, so things needed to be done as far as party planning. A lot of phone calls had to be made, and the day kind of just got away from me. I was out literally until it was time to start making dinner. So once that happens, it's just there's not a lot of wiggle room in my evenings, which is why I chose mornings in the first place for this workout. But between all the errands and just everything, I didn't get the workout in, but this is day 9, and I've completed a full week. I've completed a full 7 days, just not consecutively. But again, I'm choosing not to be discouraged by yesterday because progress report so far, I am starting to notice what you could label as results. The 50-50-50 is much easier for me now. I'm thinking maybe after the full 2nd week, I can adjust the modifications. Mainly, I'm going to attempt push-ups, the traditional push-ups, rather than on my knees like I've been doing. And the crunches, I'd like to do a full crunch. For the sake of my back, I've been laying completely flat and not really lifting myself. I've been bringing my elbows, hands interlocked behind my head. I've been bringing my elbows to the opposite knee, so it's like a twisting motion. And that's been working a fuller range of muscles in my abdomen than just a sit-up would do. And it's sort of been babying my back a little bit. After the 2-week mark, weather dependent, which, when you have chronic pain management, you're sort of a slave to the weather and the low pressure fronts that come in. So weather permitting, I'm going to attempt a full crunch where I actually lift the upper part of my body off the ground in a traditional crunch. I'm going to attempt that modification to just sort of fall by the wayside as well. And I did push farther than my 2 blocks. My traditional 2 blocks was sort of my stopping point. That was where the wall would come. The runners talk about just sort of hitting that invisible wall where you're like, I'm done. And you just kind of feel like the wind is knocked out of you and you begin to shake a little bit because your muscles are straining and you're probably not getting enough oxygen to support that level of activity. But asthma is still an issue. It hasn't actually improved yet, but again, I kind of attribute that to the low pressure. That actually does play a factor in being able to catch my breath and the humidity. Low pressure fronts usually bring with it high humidity, and so that's a breathing problem, is an issue. But beyond that, I pushed to half a block more, so 1.5 blocks, which doesn't sound like much, but little by little. I'm hoping by the end of the full 2 weeks, I can push to 3 blocks before I hit the wall. I'm going to hold it here for the next 3 or 4 days. I'm going to keep that stopping point, whether I'm feeling it or not. I'm just going to push through it. And yeah, hopefully there'll be some real progress by the end of 2 weeks. Right, thanks for following along, you guys. And as usual, you know, if you've decided to take up a fitness routine, keep at it. You know, keep going. Don't stop. All right, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow.